Pixel People Pod. Zap, 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 it's on. Rewind the future fraud. The Pixel People Pod.
It's gonna be a great year.
Yeah, Lewis, it is going to be a great year. And guess what? It's going to be a great podcast this week. So, welcome to the Pixel People Pod. Welcome to
push my glasses up.
the Pixel People Pod this week. I'm Greg, and as always, say hello, Jen.
Hello, Jan.
And Chris.
What's going on, guys?
There you go. We're back again, and I have a bit of a cold this week, so I sound rough. And I guess with doing a podcast now, I'll be documenting my illnesses weekly over the years. I can go back, oh yeah, I was sick that week.
He claims it's not mono.
Yeah. It's not
What happens when you get old?
Yep. So this week's podcast is on the movie Revenge of the Nerds. We did a pivot this week because it was originally on 16 Candles, which we will do next movie. We were looking forward to that, but then Robert Carradine died, and we decided to pivot because we were going to do Revenge of the Nerds eventually, and we decided to do it now because it's a staple of the 80s. Personally, right up there in my top 3 favorite comedies of the 80s. And when Jan and I were rewatching it the other night just to refresh, I told Jan, I said, you're really lucky because I'm fighting every urge not to quote every line of this as it goes.
I watched the movie during the 80s and probably never watched it again until the other night. Greg, however, has it memorized and watched it all through the 90s.
I would say I've seen this movie 50 plus times.
Chris, did you originally see it in the 80s or 90s?
Oh yeah, I love this movie. Every time it's on, whether it was like USA or AMC or whatever, no matter where it was at, I would stop and just finish watching it.
Yeah, even edited.
It's one of those great movies.
Yeah, even edited, it was worth watching. So.
And then next time, pick a movie that is not like going on a scavenger hunt to find it online.
Yeah, we'll talk about that because I can't find any reason why it's not streaming. So anyway,
It's ridiculous.
Yep. So before we get into all that, we have Jan's Gnarly News.
Here we go. Jan's Gnarly News. Jan's Gnarly News.
Hit us with that news, Jan.
Today's gnarly news for March 2nd, 1980 something. Born March 2nd, 1980, Rebel Wilson. Of course, we know her from Bridesmaids, Pitch Perfect movies, and Workaholics, and all other kinds of stuff.
Chris, do you remember that movie she did with, what's his name played Ali G? Was it Brothers? Did you ever see that movie?
No, I've tried to avoid her movies.
Yeah, she's give or take. Yeah. She's kind of quit being funny now, but she's
like Jonah Hill.
She lost her weight and forgot to be funny.
Yep.
That's why I refuse to lose weight. So
good job.
Yep.
A lot of birthdays this week.
Okay.
A lot of birthdays. Born March 2nd, 1981, Bryce Howard, which is the oldest child of filmmaker Ron Howard.
She's been in a lot of good stuff.
She has been in a lot of stuff.
She's in Jurassic World. Jurassic World.
The Village, Lady in the Water, Spider-Man 3, Terminator Salvation.
Oh, okay. So let's not talk about her worst movie ever, Argyle.
Argyle.
See, it's not even on my list.
Have you never seen that trash?
I've never seen that.
That's one of the worst movies ever created on the history of cinema. And she's the star of it.
It pays to have a famous father.
Yeah, it means you can get jobs when you don't deserve them. Yep,
she's a good actress, though. She was good in Jurassic World. I liked her.
She was good in The Help. I'll give her The Help. She was good. The Jurassic movies were okay. After the original 3, it's so tough to,
Have you ever seen the Saturday Night Live episode where Ron Howard hosted and Eddie Murphy's character is trying to get him to, he's interviewing him for like a fake show and he's trying to get him to say, I think sit on it Bucko or something, and he won't do it. And he finally snaps on Eddie Murphy and goes, listen, I'm not little Opie anymore. He goes, I've got a family, I've got kids. And you see Eddie Murphy go, wow, little Opie Cunningham doing it. And it's hilarious. And then I think about that now, that's his daughter that he was talking about then.
It's kind of like the Dave Chappelle with Wayne Brady, where Wayne Brady has this
snaps out of his
snaps into this like the. No, she's made some good stuff. Argyle's tainted everything else for me.
I have to look that up because I don't even remember that movie, the name of it. So
it came out at the theater, and it was at the theater for about a month or two. Me and my son thinking it was going to be, it's going to be like another kind of spy kind of movie. Yeah, it was a true letdown.
People, you're going to learn that Chris has seen a lot of movies because don't you have the AMC card where you can go nonstop? Yeah,
I do.
He sees a lot of theater movies. So
I can go see 16 movies a month.
You have fun doing that.
For like what, $20 a month or something like that?
I think it's 25 now.
Yeah,
They went up
it's
a couple of dollars.
crazy. It's crazy cheap if you go to see a lot of movies. So
Number one song, March 2nd, 1981, Eddie Rabbitt's "I Love a Rainy Night."
that's a good song.
That's a good song. Yeah.
Oh, Eddie
Yeah.
Rabbit is so
That was
awesome.
number one on the Billboard, right? So
It was number one for 2 weeks.
So it was a country song that charted on the Billboard Main 100. That's when you know it's a good song, when it jumps the regular charts and goes to the main one.
Here's one that you guys probably have never heard of because I hadn't either.
Okay.
March 2nd, 1982, Diner premiered in theaters. Steve Guttenberg, Daniel Stern, Mickey Rourke.
I've heard of it.
Kevin Bacon.
I don't think I've ever seen it. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen it, but I have heard of it.
I didn't even recognize the picture from like the film poster. But I would give it a try. Kevin Bacon, 1982. Can't be too bad.
Put it on the list. Hey.
All right. This next one's a biggie. Born March 2nd, 1982, Ben Roethlisberger.
Gentle Ben. Except with women.
Nickname. Sorry.
Yeah. He was a good quarterback. Got some sketchy stuff, about him, but...
Does he still have the longest tenure by a quarterback with a single team in the NFL?
I've never seen his tenure,
if
so I
he
don't
had
know.
it...
It was 18 seasons with the
then
Steelers.
He probably does, then, because nobody else
I didn't know if that was still a true
lasting
stat.
that long. I mean, even Brady left, so yeah. I guess he still does. Yeah.
He was selected first round in 2004.
Probably should have been 16 seasons, though, because there at the end, he had no arm strength at all. He was like bad.
Yeah.
He earned NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2004. In 2006, he became the youngest Super Bowl winning quarterback in NFL history.
I didn't know that. He only won it once, though, I think. So.
And that was only in his second professional season. So that's pretty good.
Never won it again after that, though.
He led the Steelers to a second Super Bowl title in 4 seasons when they won it in Super Bowl 43.
Okay, with different coaches.
Yeah, he won it with Tomlin and then won it with the coach before Cowher, I think.
Cowher,
was his name.
Yeah,
he won it with each of those guys, yeah.
Okay.
I think that means he's pretty good.
Yeah, he was. Just keep your daughters away from him.
Okay. March 2nd, 1983, the compact disc player was first made available for sale in the U.S.
That's one of my favorite things in the movie The Wedding Singer, where he gets her a CD player. And this is like 85 or something. And she's like, "What's this? I put records on it." He goes, "No, you put CDs." But I remember watching that going, I don't remember CDs till late 80s.
There were originally only 16 titles from CBS Records. Now, think of how many CD titles there are.
Well, there's probably not that many titles anymore. They don't make CDs anymore, I don't think.
Yeah, they do, but it's CDs was the best format out of all of them. Even though I like vinyl because the artwork and all that stuff and the whole open it. But CD was portable, perfect sound, small, they last forever. I mean,
You skip to songs easier without scratching albums and stuff. Or cassettes where you had to fast forward and get lucky.
Or get chewed up. You buy a cassette and you ever play it, then it gets chewed up and you have to splice it with tape and that one song's ruined. And
those first CD players cost up to $1,000.
I believe it.
Yeah.
But there were over 400,000 of them sold in 1983 and 1984. People came up with the money for that.
I don't get it. But, oh well. It's probably a status
I'm looking at my
thing.
CD player right now in my house. So
We don't have one.
I have one
we have
upstairs,
one.
thank you.
That's right. We have one upstairs.
yeah, I've got the album, cassette, CD player, Bluetooth, all combo.
My car
things.
doesn't have one. It's just touchscreen streaming now.
Oh yeah,
I
that
don't
was the
think
weirdest
most
thing in
cars
the
have
car
one.
business.
Yeah, the new
in the
cars,
car business, it was the weirdest thing that you would see like cassettes, then you went into CDs, and the CDs were forever, and then probably 2020, most car companies started phasing them out altogether.
Yeah, I'm fine with that too. I like my streaming in the car.
Yeah, me too.
This next one might be something that you guys might like.
Okay.
Premiering March 2nd, 1983, the movie Sahara. It was an adventure drama that starred Brooke Shields.
I watched a Brooke Shields movie.
She was a determined heiress who disguised herself as a man to compete in a grueling car race across the Sahara Desert.
That sounds, I'll watch it, but I bet you that's a stinker.
Yeah,
She
when I
plays
hear
Sandy.
Sahara,
I'm just kidding.
I think of the Matthew McConaughey movie.
The Glossners are in that movie, I think. Too. She played the crazy Glossner lady in The Middle.
The Middle.
If you ever want a show to watch The Middle.
Great show.
Yep.
This next one is awesome for me.
Yep.
I don't know about you guys because this was a total chick flick. Although I did finally make Greg watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Released March 2nd, 1984, the movie Against All Odds.
It was all right. I mean, it's a
I
chick
love that
flick.
movie.
And
It starred Jeff Bridges and Rachel Ward. And James Wood.
James Wood is the man. I always loved all his movies. He's great in Casino. Have you ever seen that movie, Chris?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's awesome as the scuzzy guy in Casino. So, and he's
Didn't
funny.
the guy
Go ahead.
Didn't the guy we talk about do the song for that?
Yep, Phil
Yeah, we
Collins.
talked about it.
Which
Well,
Yeah,
that's
right.
pretty much what made this movie so awesome because of its title track, Against All Odds, which was written and performed by Phil Collins. It was a massive #1 hit
and that podcast
that earned him a Grammy.
That podcast is doing very well, as was last week's. You people love when we argue over songs. You'll be getting more of those.
What arguments?
Yeah.
Released March 2nd, 1984, Repo Man.
That's
I've heard of this, but I
Repo
don't
Man's
remember
good.
this movie.
Repo Man's good.
I remember that movie.
Yeah, it's
Emilio
good.
Estevez.
Yeah,
Who was
I
in
do-
it, though?
Emilio and Charlie Sheen's in it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay.
No. Charlie Sheen's not in that one.
Harry Dean
No,
Stanton.
Yeah, Harry Dean Stanton. It's like a cult classic movie. I watched
What's
it
the
because
movie that they did together where they were trash men?
that's Men at Work. Yeah,
Yeah,
Repo
okay.
Man is my friend Randall showed it to me. It's like it's weird, but it's good.
It's American science fiction comedy.
Yeah, it's good. It's worth a watch. Trust
What a
me.
weird mixture.
Well,
I
I'll
think
show
I've
it to you
seen
sometime.
years ago, but
March 2nd, 1985, Sheena Easton became the first, and as far as I know, this still only recording artist to score top 10 singles in all 5 major Billboard single charts. Pop, country, dance, adult contemporary, and R&B with her hit Sugar Walls.
Prince
so
probably
you
had
were
a
telling
lot to
me
do
a
with that, too.
song named Sugar Walls was a top 10 hit on country music?
It was.
I don't even know that song.
Yeah, you do. If I played it right now, you'd know it.
Maybe so.
Prince probably wrote it too. I have to look. I could be totally wrong on that, but he had a lot to do with her.
Released March 2nd, 1985, Madonna's Crazy for You. It was released for the film Vision Quest.
Vision Quest.
Talked a lot about sexual attraction and desire.
That's a good song. Every song she put out in the 80s was good. We see that every podcast too. She's on every one of
I
these.
know.
Like, she puts out this
She
song,
was
then
that
we're like,
good.
that's a good song.
Yeah, she was the top of the pyramid for a while.
She was so good that I've got another one about her coming up later.
I'm going to tell you something about her real
Oh.
fast. It's kind of funny. So my friend Paul is like a big Madonna fan. He was, I guess he still is, but he collected a lot of her stuff. And, you know, she put out in the 90s that sex book. And I remember like, I want to see that. I remember asking Paul one time, you got that sex book, don't you? No, I didn't get that. I'm, what? You have every Madonna thing there is, and the one thing I want to see, you don't have it. No, I didn't buy that. I looked it up one time online. It's not that good.
So what you're saying is Madonna's got nothing on your wife.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought you were saying. Didn't you get that too, Chris?
Yeah.
Where'd you getting that vibe?
What?
Okay, crickets, crickets, crickets.
It broke up. I didn't understand. What'd you say? It kind of like, I didn't.
All right. Born March 2nd, 1985, Robert Michael Eiler.
Do you know that name, Chris?
It does sound familiar. Is he an actor?
He played AJ Soprano in The Sopranos.
Anthony Jr.
Oh,
Junior.
okay.
You watched Sopranos, didn't you?
Not really.
Oh, my gosh.
I didn't have HBO then. I mean, I didn't have HBO.
Well, you
to
got
watch
it now, so start it. Now you got some time to do it. Start it. You'll blow through it fast. It's great. It's top 3 of my favorite shows of all time.
I've seen a couple episodes here and there.
If somebody was heard something weird, the dog's down here again this week, so
Uh-oh.
she just had to shake.
Born March 2nd, 1986, Ethan Peck. He played Spock in the 2nd season of Star Trek Discovery.
The young Spock, I guess, right?
Yeah. But do you know who
No
he
clue.
is? He's
No-
I know that
clue.
the
name.
grandson of actor Gregory Peck.
Oh, that's how I know that name. I know the
That's
Yeah.
how you know it. Y'all told me previously on Jan's Gnarly News that if it's the grandchild of somebody, that I should just skip it because they're not that important.
Well, he wasn't
Yeah,
the real
grandchildren
Spock.
are
He
not
was
important at all.
he was the throwback Spock, so it wasn't the real Spock. But okay, it's Spock, so you got that in there.
All right. Here's another famous person born March 2nd, but it wasn't in the 80s. But he's famous for living in the 80s.
Okay,
Born March 2nd, 1962, John Bon Jovi.
he left his voice in the 80s. I know that. So, yeah,
Yeah, he had a pretty decent career, I
yeah,
guess.
he did.
Didn't realize he released 16 studio albums with the band and 2 solo albums.
Yep.
18
They've
albums.
had 16 albums out.
Yeah.
Plus, he does a lot of philanthropy. He's good with that. I give him credit. He has that restaurant where you just donate what you want or eat for free. You know, anybody can come in and eat, and he does a lot of like food bank stuff. So he's a good guy.
I just can't believe he put out 16 albums.
Well, I mean, that probably has some live albums and compilations in it too. Wouldn't you think?
I guess. I'm going to look it up.
All right, you go, Chris.
Got it. Go
March
ahead.
2nd, 1988 was the 54th Grammy Awards. The Joshua Tree by U2 won Album of the Year.
Ooh.
Whitney Houston opened the Grammys that night singing I Want to Dance with Somebody and also won Best Pop Performance by a Female. Jodie Watley won the Grammy Award for Best New Artist as a solo artist and was nominated for 3 Grammy Awards that night. But the awesome thing that happened that night was Michael Jackson performed The Way You Make Me Feel,
That's
which
a great
was
song.
considered one of the greatest live performances to me in music history. Because he was wearing
that
his
was
signature blue button-down shirt and his black trousers. And he had all this choreography going on, but also this street-style dance and theatrical stuff. And it's just a perfect performance.
Well, the guy really, for the longest time, couldn't do anything wrong. Oh, and by the way, Bon Jovi's 16 studio albums,
Wow.
3 live albums, and 5 compilation albums. So they put out a lot
Had
of
time
music.
to squeeze in 16. That's like almost like
Ye-
one every 2 years since the 80s. I mean,
Back in the day, there's a lot of groups back in like in the 70s that were putting out like an album every year, every other year. I mean, it was like
Yeah.
album after album after album. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's cool though. But Mike, and then there's that movie coming up in April, the Michael Jackson documentary film movie or whatever. Not documentary.
Oh, my
but
God.
live movie.
Doesn't
It's
his
gonna be
nephew
awesome.
play him? in that?
Yeah. Well, but I saw when I was down here editing last week's podcast, Saturday, I had the TV on down here, and it was on Reel's channel, and it had something about the Michael Jackson like lawsuit and with the kids and all that stuff. It's one of these reenactment shows. I screenshotted. I got to post it on the thing. The guy they had playing Michael Jackson. It was so scary. It was. It was so bad. It was bad. The acting was bad. It was just so bad. I felt
Well,
bad
made for TV stuff, yeah.
and on Reel's network too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I kind of look forward to that.
Yeah, I'll throw that up. It's everyone else will agree. I guarantee you.
I don't want to see if anyone remembers this. March
Okay,
2nd,
good.
1989,
I do. I remember it all.
Madonna's Pepsi commercial premiered, making her the very first artist to ever debut a new song in an ad. Do you remember that?
No.
No, because they pulled it.
Oh, really?
Like a Prayer was part of a $5 million
because
sponsorship
the religious
deal.
stuff. Yeah.
But the controversy going
Probably the
around
Catholics. One of the Catholics got pulled.
and they had all this pressure from the religious groups. Pepsi pulled the ad, but Madonna kept the money, and Like a Prayer, went on to
That was a good
be
song.
one of her biggest
Yeah.
hits.
She should have kept the money.
Yeah.
She did her part.
Yeah, it was their decision to pull it, not hers.
I'm a Baptist and a Christian and all that stuff, but when you protest stuff like that, you just make it bigger. Just let it go.
You
and
bring
blow
more
over.
attention to it. Absolutely.
When Kevin Smith put his movie Dogma out, that's all about Catholicism and stuff, and which is a great movie. They were protesting it outside the theater the opening night, and Kevin and Jason Mewes went out and held up signs, Kevin Smith's evil and all that stuff with the crowd, and nobody really knew that he was in the crowd. He even got interviewed. The clips on YouTube, a TV show interviewed him, asked him why he's protesting. He's like, I don't think Kevin Smith should make these kind of movies. It's Kevin Smith. It's hilarious. So, it just made that movie bigger too.
There you have Jan's Gnarly News.
Anyway, that brings us to the movie, Revenge of the Nerds. I wrote some stuff down, and
I thought this was about more than just
it's
that.
about
I
Robert
thought it was about
Carradine.
his whole
It
career.
is. It is. It's about the movie, but it's also about Robert Carradine. It's talking about Robert Carradine. That name, everybody knows that last name because that's like one of the biggest acting families in all of Hollywood. Like his dad, John Carradine. Pretty sure John won several Academy Awards. He was in everything. And you would know him if you saw him. He's way older. His dad was. But if you saw a picture and be like, oh, I saw that guy in every black and white movie that was ever made. But, his brother, David
one?
Carradine.
He had like 20.
Yeah, but David Carradine's brother, is Kung Fu. He's Bill in Kill Bill. Everybody knows his brother, David Carradine. But what people don't realize, his brother, Keith Carradine, is an actor too, but he's won an Academy Award for music. He won it for writing like best song for one of the movies he acted in, and he's one of them guys that you don't know his name. Then you see him, you're like, I've seen that guy in everything. And I know him from Dexter. He had a big arc on a season of Dexter, and he was played Wild Bill Hickok in Deadwood. And if you've never seen Deadwood, go watch it. It's great.
He also has a famous niece actress.
Yep, Martha Plimpton, who is from The Goonies and Raising Hope, which Jan made me watch, and it's a very good show.
It is a good show.
But Robert Carradine is one of the guys that I knew him before there were nerds from, and I've showed you this movie, Jan. Now the Cowboys, John Wayne. Remember where he takes the young boys on the cattle drive?
Yes.
He's like one of the lead actors in that. As a young kid, probably like 15 or 16, but he's great in it. That's my favorite John Wayne movie. Chris, you had to seen that, right?
The Cowboys?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
No?
No.
Watch that tonight. What's wrong with you?
I'm not watching it tonight, but I will watch it.
It's the best. It's for me, maybe because it was on TV when I was a kid and I watched it, but all his cattle guys quit on him, and he has to take his cattle drive, and he just gets all the boys in town to work for him, and it's really good. And Bruce Dern plays the bad guy in it. He plays the bad guy in everything.
Yeah, he's good at it.
Yeah, and he kills John Wayne in this movie, and they spoilers, but he said he never
I'm
lived.
not watching that.
He said he never lived it down for like the next 30 years. People run up on the street, "You killed John Wayne," and throw stuff at him and stuff. He's still to this day, he said people come up to him in the street and goes, "You killed John Wayne." So, but Carradine is in so much stuff. But then Revenge of the Nerds is like it's like Mount Rushmore for me in comedies. But he wasn't a nerd. He was a good actor, but he kind of got typecast after that movie for a long time. To where he had to do, they did 4 of those movies, He was in, I know.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah.
Well, the first 2, Nerds in Paradise, I like it, but it didn't do that great. So the third one was a made-for-TV movie, and him and Betty Childs are married in that one and stuff, and it's all right. But, he was having to take anything for a job, then I guess he shouldn't have been made. But they did a show, him and Curtis Armstrong did a show like 10 years ago on like TNT, where it's like it's a nerd game show. They put all these nerds and geeks in a house, and they had to.
I remember that.
It was good. They got 3 seasons out of it. I liked it. Curtis Armstrong's another one. We talk about Revenge of the Nerds. I watch him in anything. He's like an 80s staple. But Jan, what you know him by, of course.
Lizzie McGuire.
Yeah.
So when you were busy watching Nerds over and over and over in the early 2000s, I was watching Lizzie McGuire with my 2 daughters, and he was the dad in that.
How long did that run? Was that like a...
It was 2001 to 2004.
Okay.
They also did a movie.
Was that like on Nickelodeon, one of those kind of shows? Because I don't remember
Disney
that.
Channel. It was on Disney Channel. It stars Hilary Duff. She's the main character.
See, there's
But
a whole
he's her
world
dad in that show.
There's a whole world of... Until I started dating you and the girls started showing me stuff, there's a whole world of like Disney and Nickelodeon stuff that I never knew existed because I didn't have kids, so I never watched those channels. They were just channels I flipped by. And it's like, there's all these actors and actresses you see, and they're like, oh yeah, he's a Disney. I'm like, what?
Well, just so you know, you can take and go see Hilary Duff live in concert in Charlotte this summer. She'll be performing live.
Yeah,
I should take Chauncey and the girls and go.
I go see
there
that.
You go.
I go see that. Hilary Duff's cute. So,
he played her dad in this series, and he's really just trying to understand a teenage girl, which nobody can do.
See, I say I never knew that show, so I never knew that he had this whole run of stuff like that with Disney.
This show was nominated for 2 Emmy Awards in 2003 and 2004 for Outstanding Children's Program. The pilot received a nomination from the Writers Guild of America for Best Children's Script. It also received various awards and nominations at the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards from 2002 to 2005. They were going to actually renew the series and pick it up again in 2019, but the Terry Minsky, who created it, backed out, so they didn't do it. Everybody else was lined up to do it. Carradine, Hilary Duff, everybody. All the original people were going to come back, but the creator backed out, so they didn't do it.
Has that ever happened where it's been good? Where you take like 15
A revival.
A revival show and they come back, and I'm trying to think.
Fuller House.
Yeah, but I mean,
Scrubs reboot that just came on last week.
Never watched
It can
Scrubs,
happen.
so
It can happen.
Oh, put it on your list. But yeah, it's hard to do that especially with TV shows. I mean, movies too. When you take such amount of time off or do a revival or try to reboot it or whatever, it's tough.
That's pretty cool. He
didn't play a nerd father. He was just a straight-laced dad, struggling with a teenage daughter and, how to get her through all the high school drama and all that good stuff.
Well, the nerd thing, going to the Nerds movie, he didn't want to do that movie, you know, because he didn't want to get typecast in that. And I mean, he's one of the Carradine family members. I mean, you don't want to be the guy in the goofball nerd movie, but he took it for a paycheck, and he thought it. You know, he was up until last year. I saw where they were having like nerd reunions at these Comic Cons where him and Booger and Wormser and all those guys would be signing autographs, and you could pay like $300 and get your picture took with all of them, including Ogre and all like that, in a group shot. I would have killed to have that shot.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. You know,
That's what I loved in that movie, was reading Booger's different T-shirts.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got one I had Matt make me years ago that says it was a copy of, he even got the right font, pulled the picture
High
offline.
on Stress.
High on Stress, yeah. Greasy Tony's,
Greasy
I almost
Tony's.
ordered one of those one time.
Yeah, he had great T-shirts in that movie.
Yep. And the classic one he had on,
Yeah.
I'm going to say it.
Okay, go ahead.
Give me head till I'm dead. So, yeah. Chris, you have any whimsical T-shirts like that?
I went to see I went to go see Rock of Ages on Broadway,
Yeah.
and when the guy was on their stage, he was like the MC of the thing, and he would come out and he had a different T-shirt on and doing stuff, and he had a T-shirt that says "I love camel toe." So I bought one of those on Broadway. Okay.
Yeah. So let's talk about Revenge of the Nerds a little bit. Being his biggest, I mean, I'm sure he never thought when he filmed this movie, this would be what I'm known for. But you know, getting typecast in that, I'm sure he didn't like it for a while, but you could be known for worse movies than this.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
A cult classic where people just love the movie and love you forever, you know?
Yeah. And then you said a minute ago about those reunions they were doing at like Comic-Cons
Yeah.
and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. I bet you Anthony Edwards wasn't at any of them.
No,
You know,
he wasn't.
When you die and getting ejected from a jet,
Yeah.
you know, it's tough to show up for these things.
He was
so.
only in Revenge of the Nerds 2 on the phone. Gilbert doesn't get to go when they go to Miami because he broke his foot. They had he said he would do like a scene or two. So he sit back at their house with a cast on, and they showed him calling him and talking to him, and that was it.
Yeah. He made a great, he really did great for himself career-wise.
Yeah.
Gilbert. But
he has nothing to I did see that they stayed, when I was reading some stuff about him after Carradine died, and he stayed good friends with him too. I mean, Edwards just said he would help out with the family and stuff. I mean, all those guys stayed good friends. So that's son of a good movie when the whole cast is still friendly 40 years later, you know?
yeah.
You know, we could run this movie over. Everybody knows this movie. If you don't know it, you're going to have to go buy the DVD or Blu-ray off of Amazon or eBay because you cannot stream it anywhere.
No.
Except on
you
YouTube.
can stream it.
Yeah, on YouTube in 35 different
Everything's
pieces.
cut.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
And they cut out
terrible.
2 main scenes they cut out of the movie on the streaming on the YouTube. So.
Yeah, they cut out the whole panty raid stuff, which I thought was because of the nudity, but now I think the guy just might have forgot to upload it because there's nudity in it on YouTube later on
Yeah.
where they're selling the pies and stuff. And then the very last part, they cut the part where Gilbert gives his
speech was
speech.
great.
The speech.
That was great.
Yeah. So
Yeah, but yeah, it was difficult because you had to watch it. We had to stream it and watch it through those and sit through the commercials or hit skip. And then when you find out at the end, oh, there's no ending to it, you had to go Google it and search it for YouTube and
what's
stuff. So.
funny is I have it on VHS, DVD, and Blu-ray. But Jan and I were
But
just
why didn't you watch it
we
on
were just
that?
too lazy to walk down here and turn the heat on in the basement. I don't have a Blu-ray player or DVD player hooked up upstairs. It's all
Those
down
20
here on the
steps
underground.
to the basement just
Yeah.
seemed
If this was the
it's
summer, we would have
unsurmountable.
done it. But it's like, you had to come in here and turn the heat on and heat up the basement. It's like,
You could have taken a blanket down there
Yeah, I
and,
know.
and cuddled up and got all cozy and
But
missed out on the opportunity.
yeah. But you know that movie. I try to think, like, Porky's catches so much stuff, and rightly so. Porky's has tons of nudity and all that stuff. And it was just for shock. But this movie had like a heart to it and a message and stuff. It wasn't just a gonzo, you know, show some nude
I have
girls.
the message.
Yeah.
I have the heart and soul of the movie right here.
Yeah.
In one quote.
Okay.
No one's going to really be free until nerd persecution ends.
Well, why don't we just play that clip right now?
You go for it.
No one's really going to be free until nerd persecution ends.
See, yep, Jen got it right. There it was.
Word for word.
Yep.
I'm tearing up.
Yeah. So he's true. It's true too.
Let's get a hashtag group trending.
Yeah.
Stop nerd persecution.
So we got some trivia, or I do here, about that movie. and this is the one that really cracked me up. All the actors were protective of Andrew Kazis, the guy who played Wormser, because he was a little kid. And they and the director made sure that he didn't witness or play a role in a lot of the scenes that got at the R rating, the nudity and all that stuff,
Right.
So when he was like 16, somebody let him see it finally, and he was like, "Oh my God, I missed all the fun stuff."
How old was he when they filmed it?
He was like 14 then.
I got you.
So yeah.
Well, before you get into the trivia and stuff, one thing that I was watching the movie and I was like, these are all nerds who have never, painted a wall. They've never drilled a screw, never done, but they remodeled the entire house.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, is that all it takes is just a couple nerds getting together and sweeping and stuff like that, and the house looks brand new. I thought about, I didn't think about that when you're a little bit like, oh, nerd power.
Listen, Chris.
They're Tim Taylor.
Here's what you missed. You could put a room full of monkeys in that house. If you play a catchy 80s song as part of a montage, you'll get it done. Yeah.
You get stuff done.
You need the montage, dude. The montage gets it done.
And if you have the power of the super joints throughout the thing, yep.
Wonder joints. Wonder joints.
Bigger
Bigger than cigars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris,
did you also notice in this movie there's no actual college work or anything like that?
Yeah,
no studying
whatsoever. They were in computer class.
They did a computer lab because I remember when he sat down with Judy and goes, if you just type a few things in there, and you're typing like 3 things and it creates an entire thing.
That cracks me up. As somebody who has a degree in computer programming, to watch him just like, well, a few clicks, I'll do this whole graphical design thing and creating is like, that is the most unrealistic thing.
Do you know how hard that would have been?
The nerd scoring with the cheerleader, even if he didn't like assault her, basically, is more believable than sitting down and creating that stuff with a few swipes on an old dummy terminal.
Just because he's better at computers than you are, Greg. Don't get upset.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it was amazing. It's like in War Games.
Yeah.
War
Games is kind of believable, though. There was a lot of tech in that. That's way more believable.
But you sit there and you watch that stuff, and then it's like we can't. You got to talk about we're going to talk about the Greek games, right? You're going to talk about that, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So also James Cromwell said he came up with that laugh, and that they all copied the geek laugh, and he said he realized going home that night after shooting that was his ex-wife's laugh. That's what he did it.
Oh no!
He didn't realize that was how she laughed.
I wonder if she knows that now.
I don't know. I'm sure, but
I want to hear from her.
Carradine stole that from him, and copied him with the laugh.
That was perfect casting.
Oh yeah.
They look so much alike in that movie.
Oh yeah.
That's such good casting.
Yeah. Did you know that that Lambda 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 was a made up fraternity?
Yeah, I looked that up while I was watching the movie.
Yeah, but it's a real one.
A real fraternity later.
Founded at the University of Connecticut in 2006. I think I read there's like 13 chapters now of it.
Yeah.
Which I actually got another one up in the closet. I hadn't put it on yet, but I had a Lambda 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 shirt. I wore it a lot of my band gigs, and Jan and I started dating it. I wore it around a lot, and when it finally got wore out, she was so glad that I retired that shirt. So
I got you one on the way from Amazon.
I don't mind if he gets a new one. It's just that one had been through the ringer.
I have a backup one in the closet. I just hadn't put it on.
Okay.
So, yeah.
He was waiting until we were married a few years before he brought it out.
Yeah. So it's funny too. One more thing I'll tell you. Larry B. Scott that played Lamar Luttrell.
Yep.
Lamar Luttrell. He wasn't gay, but he showed up at his the what do you call it? The audition, covered in glitter. It made everybody laugh. I saw that. But he said he had to overly butch it up for years after that movie because everybody just assumed he was gay because he played it so.
He did play it
so
well.
prissy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's in it's funny because he's in a movie called Fear of a Black Hat, which is sort of like Spinal Tap for rap. And he's one of the rap members in it, the gangster rap members, and he's hilarious in it because he is so over the top thug gangster. It's hilarious to watch him in that now. So look that up sometime. Look up Fear of a Black Hat, and I'll post a clip from that movie to show you how he's totally opposite than he was in this movie. What did you want to talk about, Chris?
Like, you can go through this movie, we could go through it from beginning to end and could do 2-hour podcasts on this movie, being that it's just so that. But the Greek games, that whole thing that I was going to talk about, like, you see these nerds and it's like, really, you're competing with the jocks. You're going through all this stuff like when they're doing the tug
But he
of
had
war.
appeal.
Yeah.
So that he could
Well,
keep
when that
drinking.
came on, I told Jan, I said, this might be the most unbelievable part of the whole movie, that any college would allow you to have like drinking games and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah.
The belching contest, all this stuff. It was like even back then the school would not have these.
That was the one thing the dean had the problem with too. Remember, he goes, "This is the one event that I don't like. It's the belching contest. Yeah, but you don't mind them
drinking unconscious,
drinking a beer, drinking a case of beer on that. I mean, it was unbelievable. But I mean, just the creativity of whoever wrote that to think about all those different type of games.
Yeah,
and stuff,
how they could win some of these things too. And I like the tug of war. They know they're not going to win, so they just throw it.
Yeah, so I thought that was funny. That's always a fun.
By the way, the tricycle scene, I printed this off, but Brian Tachi, who played him, Takashi, when they shot the tricycle race, they gave him a choice of drinking real beer or Kansas soda that looked like beer, and he took the real beer. I have problems saying that. So they did so many retakes and reshoots on that to get the right angles. He was literally drunk at the end of it. And they said that if you look at him pedaling and he's all over the place, some of it, it's because he really is drunk. So that's pretty funny. I would be drunk
after like 6 beers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I haven't drank in so long, it would be 6 beers would not mean.
Do you know this was filmed at the University of Arizona campus, that movie was?
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's and cool. At first they were going to throw him off because somebody got a copy. One that heads up at the college got a copy of the thing, and it's like, no way we're filming this here. But I don't think they ever acknowledge. They never acknowledge that it's
money talks.
Yeah, but Robert Carradine, speaking of him, he went there 2 weeks before the shooting, and as his character Louis Skolnick, and he brought all his nerd clothes and walked around campus, and he said he couldn't leave his hotel room for 3 days because he was so embarrassed. So and him and Anthony Edwards, to test their nerd makeup and wardrobes, they attended College Rush Week with real fraternities, and none of them accepted them. They were like going up and said one of the fraternity leader at the first house took one look at both of them and said, "No way, get out."
Yeah. So
they knew then that we're doing good on this. With the outfits.
Well, you saw how they treated them in the movie when they were trying to pledge for Alpha Beta, and they cut some of that scene out, I imagine. I don't remember, but they cut some of that out. But like the Rush Week back then, like you couldn't do half the stuff people do in a Rush Week back then now.
Oh, yeah.
I think with the way the culture is now, it's just, but it was, I mean, I don't know how realistic or how close to reality it was, but when you're a nerd and you see that, you probably think, yep, that's exactly how it is. So, I mean, I don't know. I didn't pledge at a major university, so I don't really know.
If I'd gone to a 4-year, I don't think I would have pledged. I'm not a frat guy.
Oh, I would have never. Pledged, but
yeah. But we got to talk about the bounce house scene though. They've all, the writers, the director, all the actors said that they cringe at that scene now.
That's my pa.
Yeah, but that's, I mean, it's at the least it's sexual assault. At the worst, it's a full-on rape. But back then you could put this stuff in movies, nobody cared. Every John Hughes movie has an inappropriate scene in it. We were going to talk about it in 16 Candles. There's inappropriate stuff in that John Hughes probably would have never filmed now. It just shows you how things change over 40 years, Well,
I mean, a lot changes in 40 years because Poindexter's a convicted pedophile.
Not convicted yet. Yeah.
Oh, well, okay, sorry. You can edit that out. But
he's currently awaiting trial. So yeah.
Oh, I thought he already got convicted. It was more stuff coming up.
No.
Oh.
But that scene though, one thing I did hit me the other night that I've never really paid attention to is he grabs Stan's mask in his cape, but that's supposed to be Darth Vader, but it's not. You can tell they used I guess they didn't want any licensing problems with Lucas, so it's like a generic black mask. It's supposed to be like a space mask, but can't, I know that.
Well, he already had on the cape. They both were wearing black capes.
That's right. That's right.
His mask. Yeah, and then, but you could, if height-wise and size-wise too, I mean.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
But what he tells her is, most of your jocks just care about sports and all us nerds cares about sex. That's true.
That is true.
Greg told me that 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Because I'm in love with a nerd.
Yeah.
Well, I know you're loving.
You know what that line was? This is a true story too. You know what that line originally was? All jocks think about is sports. Ever since we're 10, all us nerds think about is sex. And they told him take the age 10 thing out because it sounds creepy. So he did.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a good call on that.
I was thinking about it too. The name of the college is Adams, ADAMS.
Yeah.
And they're the Adams, ATOMS.
Yep.
That's the But yeah, I mean,
I didn't look this up in trivia or anything, but I actually listened. I didn't know that Carradine had a podcast.
Oh, really?
There's only like 9
Yes.
episodes. They started a couple months ago, so I
He
listened.
was
to
working on one last
yeah.
week.
So one episode of his podcast, I think it's the second or third one. It's him. They're interviewing Robert Hayes, who's the star of Airplane, and he pointed out about in Airplane. He played his character straight. He's, that's the whole why that movie worked is they all played it like straight. The laughs
Right.
come, but they're not being goofy. And Carradine said that's how he played Lewis. Was the first day of filming, he played it like Lewis doesn't know he's a nerd. He thinks he's just a cool breeze guy.
Where are they? I think they're talking about us. No way.
And the director asked him about that. He goes, "Yeah, I'm playing it straight." He goes, "Well, keep doing it because it works." And that's like one of the best scenes in the movie. So yeah, I mean, when they're yelling nerds, and he goes, "No way, where are they?" And he's like, "I think he's talking about us." No way.
You talking to me?
Yeah, I mean that kills me because Lewis has no idea he's a nerd. That's such the great thing about his character.
yeah.
The high-waisted
That's
pants didn't give it away.
Yeah, I mean,
You never, ever, I don't think he ever acknowledged it to the very end that he's a nerd.
even he's so over the top when they go to pick up Gilbert, him and his dad, and he comes up to Gilbert's mom, "Hi, Flo," and gives her a kiss. Like, just he's such a spaz, but he's just a normal person. It just kills me. He plays that character so well.
Well, he grew up in that. And you imagine if his dad is like that, I'm sure his mom was like that too.
Yeah.
So he never knew any different, and he surrounded himself with those
Yeah.
folks. So, I mean, to him, it was normalcy, not nerdery.
But I've always argued too, and Jan actually set me straight on this.
Uh-oh.
Well, she worded it the correct way, and I'll let her word it now. I said, the thing that's always bugged me about this movie, though, is Booger's not a nerd. Booger's a rocker. He's got his leather jacket. He's not a nerd, but Jan pointed out,
He's an outcast.
yeah,
And so all the outcasts and the nerds got grouped together.
right. He's
Which
not,
is the way it is in just about every school.
yeah, he's not really a nerd, but he is an outcast, because Booker's kind of cool in this movie. He's got the great
Yeah, but
one-liners.
he just there was no group for
He's
Burger.
stealing the money,
Booger.
from Takashi, teaching him how to play. No, what the F is a frush?
Fresh.
I'm gonna give you 3 fresh cards right here. I got 3 aces. Nah, you don't want that. Let me take those cards.
Well, I think if you go around picking your nose and your nickname's Booger, you're always going to be an outcast.
Well, it's funny. Although Booger's arguably Curtis Armstrong's most famous character, he initially did not want the role. According to his comments on a DVD, he originally read for the role of Gilbert, but was later asked to read for Booger. He recalls telling fellow actor Bronson Pinchot that if he was offered the role of Booger, they could just effing forget it. I'm not picking my nose on camera for anyone.
Well, he did.
Yeah.
But he did, and,
And
it
he
stuck
did it
with
well.
him. Yeah.
Stuck with him.
Oh, Perfect Strangers, Bronson
Yep.
Pinchot.
Yep. Ogre,
They-
he's so great in this movie too. But
Which one does he become a nerd in? 3?
that's 2, Nerds in Paradise.
2? Okay.
They
Yeah,
throw him
I remember
out. They
something
throw
else.
him out of the gets rescued
The
by the
betas.
nerds. Yeah,
Yeah.
the betas. Yeah.
Was Ted McGinley in 2 as well? Is that his
I
name?
can't remember. He might be. Jan was trying to remember the other night. What has he been in? I was like, he's been in everything, but he was.
Married with Children.
Yes, Jefferson Darcy, and Married Children. He was in
Yep.
Happy Days last couple seasons. He's
Yeah, it was
Oh,
driving
yeah.
me crazy where
There was a running
He's been
joke.
around-
There was a running joke for years that it shows at the end of its life cycle when Ted McGinley joins it.
He did an episode of Love Boat before.
Yeah, he's been around for. And there was a cut scene that I read, and apparently it's on the Blu-ray. I gotta look at it. Where originally in the script he was supposed to be a nerd too. After they trashed their house, I think they have a scene where he goes back to his room and pulls out a book and like some thick glasses and puts them on and is reading like a book and studying. And you realize then that he's like a closet nerd. And then they yell for him to come out to party, and you see him like sigh and take his glasses off and go out to the party. But they left it out because they didn't think it fit the mood of the movie. But
He was in Revenge of the Nerds 4.
see,
I'm looking through his
I don't think
stuff,
I've ever
but-
seen 4. I've seen.
I haven't either.
I've
but
seen 3
he's in
several
1 and
times.
4, apparently. But he's had a long career. I mean, he's
Oh,
done
yeah.
well for himself.
Oh yeah, he's another one I would pay to get his autograph and picture with. He's been in everything. So,
Yep.
anything else in this movie anybody wants to talk about? I mean, we didn't really break down a lot of stuff about the movie just because it's
Well, one thing at the end,
you
the
can't.
end
This one.
scene,
Go ahead.
when the Lambda, the
Yeah.
founders came to it, and they were like after he'd been thrown in the water and he was
Oh, yeah.
getting up, and then
Yeah.
John Goodman was saying he was going to threaten to kill him, and
Yeah.
like John Goodman played a great jackass. in
Goodman
that
was
movie.
great in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then those guys always said, "You put that boy down right now," and it was just funny. It was that whole just like here comes this wall of men that like nobody wants to mess with. And they like let Gilbert give his speech about being a nerd.
Well, that's like that's what I say. Like this movie has heart and stuff because it's like they didn't want them in that fraternity, but then they feel for them when they saw what they did with the pigs, and then they find out how they got even with them. It was like, all right, man, y'all are all right. Glad you stuck up for yourself.
Yeah, those guys were great. The Lambda guys, the main characters. Those guys were DL or Q. What was his name?
I forget, but
UN.
Yeah, UN Jefferson. Yeah.
Yeah,
when
he was a great character.
When Lewis goes and changes the record out, I'll change the music.
Oh yeah,
swing low, sweet chariot. Yeah. That is
and then Lamar comes over. Nope.
That kills me. I'll post some of these clips on the Underground page when we show this episode.
This movie should be on every streaming service.
It should be, man.
I get that we're in the world we are in today,
but what I've read,
you have to understand that this movie was made in a different time of the world.
What I've read though is it's not a content thing. It's somebody either bought it and is holding it out, or it's lost in some movie thing right now because I've read that it has nothing to do with the content. There's a thousand movies out there worse than this with content. It's not being censored.
Porky's is way worse.
Yeah, Porky's another one. There's a lot of these 80s movies that were big that are just sitting in limbo right now out there.
Well, another one that's in limbo where you can't find anywhere, even on like Tubi and stuff like that, is Bachelor Party.
Yeah, Cannonball Run too. It's not.
Yeah, Cannonball Run.
And there's nothing wrong with Cannonball Run. There's no nudity or anything in that. It's just there's like somebody said, let's buy up the rights to like all these great, awesome 80s movies and just hold them in a vault. But at least put it up where you can rent it for like $4 off Amazon.
Yeah, this might be a movie like I would even pay like 12 or 13 to buy this one.
Yeah.
But I just think that we may be getting some of these back. It seems like there's a shift more going back toward
physical media.
Like you can't change it. It was done in the 80s. Just let it breathe. Let it. If people don't want to watch it, don't watch it.
Speaking about paying and owning the digital rights, I paid $8 to own the Cowboys, the John Wayne movie with Carradine. Yeah, it's in my Amazon thing. But I know, but there again, I should just pay the $8 for the DVD because who knows? One day Amazon might just take everything off.
Just take that from
they legally can. So,
well, you've already got the DVD. Oh, you mean? For nerds you do, but you don't have it for Cowboys.
No, yeah, not the physical media, no. But I have the original movie rental VHS copy from the actual, this isn't like a 90s VHS. I have the 80s heavy cassette VHS.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Proudly
on display here in the Pixel Underground.
Nice.
Among other things.
Yeah, we are working on a project right now that will unleash upon the world here eventually. Chris has seen it, but
I've seen it.
We only have about 20% of it done, so it'll take a while, but people's going to freak when we get it done. So
yeah, it's a pretty cool idea.
Yep.
I'm glad I thought of it.
Yeah. So anyway, we wrap this one up. This movie review / in memoriam of the great. Yeah.
One thing.
Yeah.
You did this. What did you say? Like pivot. You did this pivot.
Yeah.
And you already made me sit through and watch 16 Candles, and then you pivoted to this.
Yeah.
So I'm not the happiest with you right now. That's right.
Well, this means we're ready for the next one in 4 weeks, the 16 Candles. So
yeah, you've got a jump start, Chris. Yeah. It's like the teacher gave you your homework and told you it was due in a week, but really it's not due for a month.
Yeah. You've already done it.
You've already done it, so you're ahead on your homework.
Yeah. Mm. By the way,
I won't rewatch it before we do it.
By the way,
I just don't remember.
Also, one thing I need to throw in this movie is it's like Nostradamus. Curtis Armstrong, in a weird twist, predicted 2 future presidents in this movie.
We've got Bush. We've got Bush.
See, there you go. There you go. Oh, Jam, laugh.
Hey, don't be that way. That was good.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yep.
I was like, when you told me that the first time, I was like, what? And then you played it, and I'm like, oh, yeah. Yep.
So anyway.
They wouldn't get reelected today.
No. We all give this movie thumbs up, right? 2 thumbs up?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's, again, it has some problems, but I mean, any movie that's done 40 years ago is going to have some dating issues, but overall, it holds up. I've used the mopery line several times on people over the years and we get a laugh out of them. Arrest that man for mopery. What's mopery? Exposing yourself to a blind person. Come on, that's good.
Mopery.
Yeah, mopery. So yeah, I'm glad we got to watch this movie. It was going to be one of the first movies we did, and unfortunately we did it to honor Robert Carradine. But
it's sad we had to put it that quick.
Yeah. So anyway, that'll do it for this week. Jen, you got something?
I just want to say, dang. Several days ago when we talked about doing this episode on Carradine,
Yep.
I told Greg I would only do it under the condition that we not talk about how he died. But I couldn't let this chance get away to say, as someone that's been very deeply and personally affected by suicide, if you ever feel like you need to leave this world, take a step back, take a walk, put yourself in a different location, give yourself a chance to let the noise in your mind clear, switch to something else. Your life is important. And no matter how bad you think your situation is, there's always a better solution.
Yep.
Even though sometimes it may not feel like it, your life means more than you'll ever know to people around you. Call a friend, call a relative, call a coworker, call 988. But please stop, take a breath, go to another room, go outside, do whatever you need to do to clear your mind. Because someone in this world needs for you to be in their world.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because I won't go bring it up because you said, we're not going to bring it up, but his brother did something the other day when they announced his death. His brother Keith said it was suicide, and he goes, people have already asked me, why are we saying this? And he goes, because there's no shame in this. He said, my brother had, depression issues and all this stuff, and he goes, I'm not ashamed of what he did. It's a mental issue, just like a health issue. And he goes, I don't want the stigma on this. People think like, oh, we're trying to hide. He goes, this is what he's dealt with. So I thought that was really classy of his family to say that, to do that, and the family to put that out there. Thanks for saying that, because, yeah, I was thinking about that the other day about we should put something in there like that. I'm glad you did. So that'll do it for this week's episode. Chris, say goodbye.
Well, I just wanted to say that I'm a nerd, and I'm here tonight to stand up for the rights of other nerds.
Right on.
Good night.
Jen?
I'm in love with a nerd. Shine on.
The pixel people buzz. Zap, 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 it's on. Rewind the future fraud. The pixel people buzz.
那很气。